He had nothing. Torn shoes, an empty pocket, and a hunger that gnawed at him every single night. But inside that small, seemingly insignificant boy named Kabir, there burned something fierce, something no one else could see. A dream. Every time he dared to speak about it, to give his dream a voice, people laughed. How can a boy with nothing dream of big things? They'd mock. Their words like sharp little stones, and each stone hit its mark. Yet, one hurt, but Kabir held on to one unshakable belief. His present didn't define his future. One lonely evening, as the sun bled orange and purple across the sky, Kabir sat by the river, tears tracing clean paths down his dusty cheeks. It was there he met Guruji, a wise old teacher whose eyes held the calm depth of the river itself. "Why so sad, my child?" Guruji asked, his voice gentle. With a choked sob, Kabir confessed, "Everyone says I can't do anything great because I'm poor. They say I'm destined for nothing." Guruji didn't argue. He simply smiled, a kind, knowing smile, and handed Kabir a small, simple mirror. "Look," he said. "What do you see?" Confused, Kabir peered into the reflection. "Myself," he whispered. "Do you see the pain, the doubt, the hurt?" Guruji asked. Kabir nodded, his throat tight. "Now look deeper," Guruji urged. "Past the tears, past the dirt. Can you see the fire behind that pain?" Kabir stared, really stared, into his own eyes. And for the very first time, he didn't just see a poor boy. He saw a flicker, a tiny, resilient flame dancing in the darkness. He felt a surge of his own strength, a power he never knew he possessed. "This fire," Guruji said softly, placing a hand on his shoulder, "is your belief. It is your most precious possession. You must protect it. You must feed it with courage, with discipline, with unwavering focus. People will always try to cover your mirror with dust, their doubts, their fears, their small-minded words. Your job is to clean it every single day, not with words, but with your actions." That single moment, by that quiet river, changed everything. The fire within Kabir, once a flicker, now had fuel. From that day forward, his life became a testament to his newfound resolve. He became a voracious reader, devouring every book he could get his hands on, borrowing from anyone who would lend, escaping into worlds of knowledge and possibility. After school, he wasn't playing with friends. He was working at a local tea shop, the clatter of cups and the smell of chai becoming the soundtrack to his ambition. His small earnings weren't for treats, they were for his family, for survival. On weekends, while others rested, Kabir was under cars, his hands covered in grease, helping a local mechanic. He wasn't just earning a few extra rupees, he was learning skills, understanding how things worked, how to fix what was broken. He was building himself, piece by piece. And late into the night, when the entire village was cloaked in silence, a single dim light would burn in Kabir's small hut. He studied, his mind sharp and focused, pushing through exhaustion, fueled by a promise he made to the boy in the mirror. He sacrificed food when money was tight. He sacrificed sleep when there were more pages to read. He sacrificed the simple comforts of a carefree childhood. But he never, ever sacrificed his dream. Years began to blur, each one marked by relentless effort and quiet progress. It started small. Kabir, with the mechanical skills he had painstakingly acquired, began repairing mobile phones. He was good at it. Honest people started trusting him. His small corner in the market, where he sat with his tools, soon became a tiny repair shop. It was his, the first thing he had ever truly owned. But the fire inside him burned for more. That one small shop, through sheer grit and smart decisions, became three. His name became synonymous with quality and reliability. But Kabir wasn't done. He saw a bigger opportunity. From repairing phones, he transitioned into creating his own brand of mobile accessories. He knew what customers wanted because he had spent years listening to them. The brand took off, The very same people who had once laughed at the boy with torn shoes now stood in long lines outside his corporate office, not to mock, but to ask for a job. Their laughter had turned to awe, their scorn to respect. The first thing he did with his success, he ensured his mother got the best medical treatment, her smile becoming his greatest reward. His father, whose hands were calloused from a lifetime of labor in the fields, never had to work another day. He gave them a life of dignity, the life they deserved. Years later, Guruji, now older and frailer, came to visit him. Kabir, the boy who had nothing, was now a man who had built an empire from scratch. He immediately touched his mentor's feet in a gesture of profound gratitude. Guruji smiled, that same wise, gentle smile from all those years ago. The world, he said, his voice filled with pride, always tells the poor boys, the forgotten ones, to think small, to know their place. But the ones who dare to think big, they are the ones who rewrite their own story. You, Kabir, have written a masterpiece. This story isn't just about Kabir. It's about the fire that exists in you right now. Your dream is not measured by the money in your pocket or the circumstances you were born into. It is measured by the sheer, unyielding size of the vision in your heart. If this story sparked something in you, don't let that feeling fade. That's your fire. Protect it. Feed it with action today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Because your next chapter, the chapter where you achieve everything you've ever wanted, begins the very moment you dare to think big. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire. Until next time, keep your fire alive.